I'm trying to push down and out at the same time, see? But I want to start sliding up a little bit when I get out this far so that I can start it going gently into the rim, see? Now I'll go back and push this down, see? I might have... Right in there, right in there. I had it going down a little bit far on this one. So now the foot is going to be of this thing out wider, okay, than the form. In other words, instead of always having the foot under the form, I'm going to have this one come out to the form. You know, another time of changing the assignments here. Now that'll give me something to do. Hang on a bit, all right?
Don, we get some space in the back too, if you want to.
Okay, well, I kind of like right for now. I like these kind of around me for a minute. Okay, now, we're going to get off of that for a while and switch when anything done, okay? Boom, 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 boom. I keep off the streets, you know?
Are those your own bats?
No, these are the world's greatest bats. These are Alan really cut these, and what'd you do? You glued the temper board.
Some of the people that work up at school at USF made those, some of the shop assistants. And they cut the fiberboard out, and then they cut the tempered masonite out and laminated them with a Formica laminating adhesive to the top, and then sealed them with a urethane finish.
Yeah, boy, they really work just, really good. Really good. You get these for rent.
You can get them on.
$500 a piece.
USF is only 2,000.
Right. Okay, now, we're going to make a form, and I don't know what it's going to be yet, so just hang in there. We're going to make some constructed pieces, and so that, again, this may be a little tiring to watch, but it's not much, but it's what I do, you know? I do sand paintings and barns on the side. wedged here. Might be, I have to ask a doctor about that. I don't know which is better for you. None of it's any good for you. No, really, no. I do exercises at night and in the morning, you know, which takes care of all that, you know, or kind of does. Of course, in the morning it's more for meditation than anything else, actually. Just you know, but I'll do about 5 minutes on my head or more, and it seems to get the blood going, you know what I mean? And everything's been hanging one way is hanging the other way now for a while, you know, and it just feels better. And you know, if you have a hangover, see that immediately every blood vessel bursts, or you get over the hangover. See? And I think, and then I do some light exercises, stretching exercises too. You know, like you wouldn't go into an athletic event without warming up, you know, and it's really hard work, you know. So that I'll do two kinds for my back. I have a pillow, just sort of roll it over like that, and lay down on the floor and put it right here at the small of your back. And then I drink a can of beer, and then put the empty beer can under my neck. So I'm flat, and you just sort of let yourself lift. You can feel your spine pulling apart like that, you know. And just lay there for about 15, 20 minutes if you can't get time. Then take that stuff out and then just bring, like, you know, bring this, you're laying down, bring this knee up hard and push with this leg away and do the other with this, you know, about 10, 12 times, you know. Like I overnight, I've taken, I like a coffee deal, see? Lay like this, and you sort of, and hold it, you know, and go down. But really, you know, it's really, you know, you got to get your back going back, you know. I think these are important. We do them in school, see? I do them, I do it for a while, you know, with the kids, you know. We'll do exercises in the morning, you know. And I think it's a good thing. There for a while, when I was living in an apartment and didn't know who I was or what was happening, and I had no place to go or no home or nothing, the kids and I would we started doing yoga in the morning, you know. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Just I don't have time to. You know, that's the wrong way to think about doing yoga, you know. But I stay pretty loose, actually. I don't run. I'm totally committed to non-running. But, you know, a lot of people run. Al run, a lot of people run. You know, it's very good. Whichever works good for you. You know, that's what to do, see. You know, right. What's neat is I can non-run right here, you know. I can non-run while I drink. You know, and non-run. I think that'll be enough for you. This will be the bottom section. Okay, this will be a 3-section piece. Just sort of pop those air bubbles as you go, see? Here. Hopefully. Sorry. But I dispel a lot of those myths in school too, you know? I had to make big air bubbles, you know? Like I make big closed air bubbles. And then we fire them, you know, and they don't explode. And we float them down the river, see? So we do floating ceramics, you know? To get your mind, you know.
Is that what you're into?
We do a lot of things like that, see? One of the things that I did with the graduates, I could have done it with anybody, I just did it with the graduates. When I gave them 5 pounds of clay flour each person. And see, it's important. The words I used, because they took me literal, is to see how far you can make 5 pounds of clay go, okay? So the first thing one gal did was roll a coil. That was the thinnest, longest coil. She had about 9, 12 people working on this coil, you know, it was just beautiful. See, it's just beautiful, you know. Then, other guy, Bob took the canvas, made it all into slurry, and painted it all the way around the whole building, a line, you know, right? So then we went down, and Jackie had her slip in a can, and her boyfriend rowed the boat, and as it went across the lake, she dripped it across the lake, you know. So not to be outdone, Kim McLean, you know. And he's smart, because he always waits to be the last one. He's really smart, right? Guys, all right? So he makes his into slurry, And we have to go. He said, we need the whole afternoon. I said, okay. So he drove up to the Wisconsin River, and he stood on a bridge and drifted into the river, which ended up down in New Orleans, you know. So he made it go the furthest of anyone, you know. But, you know, the point is that you're really making somebody think, you know. And it was, so you learn a lot. I was telling them earlier before you came back. Now I'm opening up all the way to the wheel head here, see? And hopefully this is going to stay on the wheel head. And I'm going to pull a donut out here, okay? Then I'm going to throw this donut over. I might just leave a little clay in there just to make sure it sticks. I hate to be, I don't know if this wheel, we'll see. Pulling out, pushing down. When I would do things which required coils, I would always throw the coils and put them on. So I had an even coil rather than rolling a coil, putting it on, making a joint, and then throwing it. You know, I'd just throw a coil, set it on, and throw it. You know, it seems to be a lot more logical than rolling the damn coil. But some of the things we would do with the beginning classes would be, I give them games, you know, and they learn technique through games, see? Like we divide up into groups, and we see what group can make, you know, the longest coil in the world, you know? Or we have targets. Who can throw the clay in the smallest area, you know? They're learning all about these physical properties of clay, you know, without really knowing they're learning about the physical properties of clay. And through the disguise of game, they're learning, you know? And they don't mind it at all, see? As long as you don't call it educating or learning. You don't use those words, you know? Right. Works, okay. And I just take this, because this is going to be closed over, all right? I take this clay out of here, because when you close it over, you make a little damp room in there, see? And it takes forever to dry out. Okay?
How you doing?
Now we'll throw this over. This will be the bottom, I've decided. Sometimes you don't be better. This will be the bottom to a section which will take 3 pieces. Okay? So I'm just going to go a little bit more gently here and lift this coil up and over, see, to center. And as long as I'm throwing this section over, you know, I have a pretty good compression of the clay, and it doesn't make a weak section, okay? See? Now I'll take these throwing rings out of there, because they don't have anything to do with anything that I'm doing. So we'll leave that there. That'll be okay right there, maybe. And we'll just come down here. Clean that up a little bit, see? And because it's going to be salt-fired, you know, and I think about that, I like these scars, so I'll put a couple of scars in here now and then, you know, just ease them in here. And everybody says, oh, look what happened. I say, yeah. I got to put a drip on, so I put a drip on. Wow, look at that. Just, I know it's about 93% of all those accidents I put there, you know. And I like it, being able to do that. Now, what we should do, we don't have to now with you. If you're throwing large, tall section pieces, you should level your wheel up, you know. So let's say this wheel is not level, okay? I'm making it at an angle. Well, I'm leveling this part up. The next piece you make, and you level that top part. So when you start putting them together, they're doing this. You see, so you should really level your wheel when you go up. This is kind of because we're kind of pretending anyhow. See? You have to really learn how to pretend a lot. I found that to be a very critical thing in life, learning how to pretend. That used to be one of my favorite stories, as you could tell, you know.